What's up, everybody? How we doing on this fine Monday? What's up, Sean? How you doing, Tim? We got, wow, you guys are getting on here early. Remember, we got already up to 37 people. Jeez. How's everybody's weekend? Hope it was good. Clint, don't be nice to Sean. That dude's sketchy. I can't even believe he's here on time. So we got a little bit of stuff to cover. I actually got some notes this time. I actually wrote some stuff down on my notepad. What up, Corey? How's my Nova treating you? Sweet. We got a few things to cover today, though. We're going to, normally I chit chat and all that, but we got Jason with us. We've been going down to Edgewater. What up, Farmer? Farmer was just down there last time. So we've been going down to Edgewater this year. They got the new service, and they got some new guys running it, managing it, and I enjoy what they're doing. So we've been making the trips down there. They're dipping their toes in the no prep, even though that's kind of not where their wheelhouse is, not where they're from. But Jason and those guys are doing a great job with it. So we thought we'd ask him if he wanted to come on and tell you guys about what they have going on down there. And so we'll have him here in just a minute. He'll tell you about who he is and what they do. And, any of you guys want to come down there with us this Friday, you'll be Corey. I would. There's nobody else I would have rather won, brother. Seriously. But any of you guys want to follow us down there? Hell, for most of us up here in Central Ohio, it's only an hour and a half away. Tony McKinney, what's up, brother? You gonna be down there this Friday? You put some duct tape on that door. You gonna bring her back out? Last time, Tony blew the door off. Literally, we're watching the pass, and I thought he blew the whole front end off. Fortunately, it was just the outer door skin. Sweet. We'll be down there, brother. So we've been down there 3 times this year, and every time has been amazing. So I hope a lot of you guys are down there with us this Friday. What up, Dan? Where you been, brother? I haven't seen you for a while. I got to get over to you. I got a cup for you, and I need some more hats and keychains. But I've just been procrastinating. Oh, you'll be there with stepchild, though. All right. We'll still support you. Don't worry about it. No matter which one of the 37 cars you drive, you show up in. Tony just jockey anything. He don't care. So yeah, man, it's a great place, great atmosphere, and we'll have to make it over. I still got that one project with the stitching I wanna do. It's just been crazy, brother. But we got to get some stuff together. I got some ideas for some new hats. But yeah, man, that's the place to be Friday for sure. Ooh, yeah, Tony, you might as well go down to Dig or Die with everybody. We'll be down there. That's going to be a good time. 130, I think 334 small tire cars. battling it out starting Saturday morning and going until it's done. That's going to be insane. But yeah, so enough of my babbling, man. We'll bring Jason on and let him. He'll tell you better than I who he is and what they do, right? My lighting's not so we'll bring Jason in and what's up, Jason? Can you hear it? Let me unmute you. I told you it's mayhem around here. They can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we got so yeah, this is Jason from Tin Soldier Race Cars. Some of you guys may know him or know his work. Jason, why don't you just tell us who you are and what you do and how you got involved with Edgewater?
Yeah, man. So my business partner and I, Brad Schneiders, we own Tin Soldier Race Cars together. We've done what we do for, I don't know, around 5 years now. And we've really known for building small tire radial stuff is really what our wheelhouse is. And we did a couple events with Edgewater last year when Dick, the old man, owned it. Just kind of some Friday night streetcar stuff. And we tried to prep the track pretty good, just because we just know radial stuff a lot more. And then unfortunately, Dick passed away over the winter, and his boys took ownership of it. And he's got 5 boys, and man, they could have done the easy thing and sell the racetrack to a gravel pit, but they didn't want their dad's legacy to end up a gravel pit, so they decided to dump a bunch of money into it. They redid the racing surface, repainted everything, really just made it, in my opinion, one of the most top-notch facilities that really not a lot of people know about. And the old man hated small tire racing. He absolutely hated it. That wasn't what he was familiar with, and he didn't want to have anything to do with it. So they just knew that we had tried to put on a few events with their dad, and that honestly didn't go the best. But now with these guys, they've kind of given us, they trust us. They let us kind of do what we want and how we want to run it. And the no prep stuff isn't really, like I said, what we're known for. But it's really hot right now. That's what everybody's wanting to race. And, so I'm not a dummy. Like, I don't want to put on a radio race and have 10 cars show up. I'd rather put on a race where we're going to give the fans, something to watch, and pack the place. Last time we did it, we had a little over 2,000 people. I'm hoping that the weather's good Friday and we can do a little bit more. And then we're going to work on, having some radial stuff down there also. But I'm just really excited about the no prep stuff. And it was honestly a phenomenal show on Friday. It's just cool to watch. So we're going to do it all over again. I'll just kind of go through the schedule for y'all. The gates are open at 3:00 if you're a racer, so you can get in early. Small tire is going to be off the trailer. If you're in any of the other classes, you can take advantage of testing. Testing is going to be 5 to 7. And then we also have big tire. We have a class called True Street that ran like low 9s, high 8s last time. It's a no trans brake class. You can check out the rules on Cincy Street Nights page. Then we got an 1150 index, which the only rule there is just no trans brakes and no delay boxes. And then 13.0 with the same rules. And then we got a street bike class. The last time we put this event on, I don't know if you guys knew who Brandon Mass is, but Brandon is a phenomenal track prepper. He had just done a private test day the Sunday before we were supposed to race on Friday. And, man, Brandon had that track way too good. And so we went in early Friday morning. We're driving streetcars up and down it. We're literally washing the track. I'm spraying it with a hose. We ended up scraping it, and we're just trying to make it as bad as possible, because I know you guys, you want something that really levels the playing field. So we tried all we could, but, the track, it got pretty good as the night went on. But this time, Brandon hasn't been there in this period that, from our first event to this one. So I would say that this Friday, the surface is going to be more no preppy than it was the time before. Like I said, we tried really hard, but it's still, it's a pretty decent racetrack. So yeah, Corey, 2,000, that's a lot of crewmen. You're right. The racetrack has really made a stand, man. And this is just a funny story. That Friday, we're at the track, man. We're de-prepping it, which, asterisk, I never thought I would ever de-prep a racetrack. So, that's just not in my not what I thought would be in my wheelhouse. I'm on the phone with Brandon Mass, like, dude, how do I get all this glue off this racetrack? Like, this, we cannot, like, we're really big on, if we advertise something, like, that's what it's going to be. If we advertise no prep, we're going to try our hardest to make sure it's no prep. If we advertise radio prep, it's going to pull your shoes off. But anyway, we're there doing that. The track owner, Rob, one of the brothers, he comes to me about 11:30, and he's like, man, I just got an email from the health department. They want to shut us down for the night. And he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, man, we've put too much work into this to stop now. Like, if we have to, like, we'll go to jail. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do to us. So he felt the same. He's like, we're just going to send it, man. And they sent the email to the lawyer. Their lawyer said they didn't think there was anything they could do. And man, we ran it. We posted pictures of it. The tracks never got an email, never got anything from it. So I don't know. I get, if they fine us, we'll just pay it. If we're trying to figure out what the fine is so that we know. I mean, the way I look at it, if they fine us $2,000, there was 2,000 people there. Everybody just throwing another buck there. There we go. We've paid our fine for the night. So I just think there's a big American flag in the middle of that racetrack that says that we can put on a drag race. So that's what we're going to do. So hopefully the weather's good and we get to do it all over again, bigger and better. Right now, I tried to look before I got on here. I think we still got 11, 12 spots open for small tire. You can actually go to our website and purchase a tech card. We try to make it as easy as possible. So you just go 10soldierracecars.com. There's a link for Cincy Street Nights on there, and then you just pick what class you're going to race. If we get the 32 cars filled before Friday, we'll go ahead and do the chip draw Facebook Live like we did before. And last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago rather, we started first round at 7:45, and we actually had everything done by 11:30. So we kind of knocked it out. I hope we do that again, man. No oil downs, nothing like that. And yeah, that's kind of the plan. So
yeah, it went real smooth. And I'll tell you, I'm gonna put this up because this was probably my favorite non-racing moment, was pulling up and seeing all the awesome signs that you guys had made. I don't know. That was definitely my favorite moment. To see that, because I won't go on a tirade. It's pretty easy at this point, but I'm really just sick and tired of all these health departments and the government bullying all these businesses, and especially these sports venues. It's especially racing. It's not like basketball or where your sweaty bodies up against each other or anything like that, or boxing. I could kind of almost understand that, but
yeah,
you guys took the stance that I support, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I mean, we like they tell us, we're all in this together, but like it doesn't feel like that, and like our country is, more divided than ever in so many different ways. And man, you go to a racetrack, and all that division really goes out the window. Nobody cares. We're all there for one thing, and I think America needs more of that. We need more of this common goal that at the racetrack, it's getting down there to the end of the track the fastest. And that really unites us. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter if you want to wear a mask, right on. If you don't, right on. Like, the kids are still playing. Cash is still readily accepted. There's not a coin shortage at the racetrack. Cash is still king. It just feels good, man, to be there. And I hope that's the environment that we provided everybody that night on Friday, and I hope to do it bigger and better again. That's kind of the whole attitude of our shop. We believe that there's a God. We believe that He loves us, and we believe that all this stuff. But if you don't think the way that we think, that doesn't bother me at all. I still want to love you as a person, to respect you as a person. I'm not here to ram my beliefs down your throat. If you're curious, I'll answer your questions. And I think the world needs more of that in every aspect. So I'm trying to read through the No, Ryan, no strippers, man. It's a family-friendly event. I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and that's something that I think drag races should be. Like, we want to have a good time, but I want to make sure it's a place that I want to take my kids. And I think we owe it to the next generation to show excellence, and to show really good sportsmanship, and to show them, like, dude, there's nothing on the planet that requires more work than drag racing. So it's taught me a lot in my life, and I hope to use it to teach my kids something too.
No, I agree. 100%. Family oriented, fun, and yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are and that stuff, man. And when people hit the racetrack, they leave all that shit at the gate and they just have fun.
That's right, man.
And that's what I enjoy. And yeah, I'm trying to. So yeah, definitely, Tony's right. Bring your car out. I'm telling you, you won't. This isn't the old Edgewater. Uh, and I'm not saying that the old one was bad or this is better or any of that stuff. I'm just saying, for you street guys and no prep guys, the main guys that follow us, you'll like it a lot better down there. Cincy Street Nights is our cup of tea. That's what we want. Get out there and support your local racetrack. This, by the way, Jeff Pangborn, this is his shirt. I think he was selling them for $10. So if you see Jeff asking for one of these shirts, they're badass.
It is an awesome shirt.
It really is. It's just perfect, simple, to the point. $10. Can't beat it. And Jeff's a great guy. So when you're
there you go.
I told you the comments get a little rowdy in here.
It's all good.
So we got Friday, and I'll tell you, last time Isaac Preston won, and wow.
Well, it was actually a tie. They, like, Brian Metter and him. We technically have an 11:30 curfew. We can pay a fine if we run over that. But Isaac and Brian wanted to split, and they didn't even really care to make another run down the track. So that's what we allowed them to do, that, just because, we were at curfew. It was 11:30, it was fine. But I do think kind of the temperature of the new Edgewater and what they're trying to do, man, like Wally Parks, founded the NHRA because he wanted to get people off the street from street racing. And he did that a long time ago. And then from that, he made all the classes that we're really familiar with. And my dad's in his 70s. He's 78, and he still does NHRA super stock racing. He's a bad dude when it comes to that. At 78 years old, he's qualified number 2 last year at the U.S. Nationals in his class. So he's a bad man. He's bad. But the classes haven't changed really from when Wally did what he did to get the guys off the streets. And the NHRA has never evolved. People, they've gotten faster, all that stuff, but they've never really changed their business model much from when it started. So I do think that it's our absolute job to carry on Wally Parks' legacy and try to give you guys an environment to, and I'm, if you guys want to street race, that's up to you. I mean, I'm not an advocate for against it. That's, you guys do what this is America. But it is our job as a racetrack to provide a place to give you the opportunity to do what you do the way that you want to do it in a controlled environment. And that's really, man, that's my heart on it. I mean, I want to see what you guys do there in front of a lot of people, and provide awesome entertainment. For a long time, drag racers, you guys were paying your entry fee, pay your own payout. Your entry fee was keeping, the lights and stuff on, which that still has to happen. But what we do is so cool that we need, like, the circus doesn't need to pay for the tent. The spectators, or the people that are watching the circus, need to pay for that, and they need to pay for the circus. And that's what happened on Friday night. I mean, for 32 cars, $100 entry, so that's $3,200. But we paid out $5,000, so we had sponsors and stuff that made up that gap. All like 13.0 index, man. We had 36 cars. 13.0 index paid $1,800 that night. We paid out in one night over $11,000 in cash, which I was so proud of, man. Like, I'm a racer. Like, I want, when I go to race, I want to know that I'm gonna get paid what was advertised, and I want to know that they have the money, and like, and I want to have a reasonable entry fee. Like, man, when we go to lights out, and I love going down to Georgia and racing the big stuff. It's fun, but man, to get me, my dad, and Brad, and whoever else is with us, a couple of people through the gate, dude, we almost drop $1,000 just to get through the gate, and we raced for $5,000 just like those guys did on Friday night, So we want to keep our payouts good, and this time, like, I was a little short on sponsor money to make it to $5,000, and the racetrack threw in the 500 we needed to make it $5,000 to win at 32 cars. So what will happen if I hope we get 32 cars. If we don't, we still have our sponsor money to throw on top of whatever the entry is. But I'm gonna try like heck to get 32. So.
Well, so any companies, I can't see who's all on here, but I know that some of our sponsors are always on here. So, and you guys want to get involved with Jason on this, I'll tell you, this is a hell of a return on investment event. They're big, and they had a couple thousand people, and place was packed. You definitely won't regret working with those guys. That great guys. Just my personal experience, and it's not every track, but when I say this, those of you who've dealt with tracks will know what I'm saying. You don't always have a good experience when you partner with tracks.
No, it's tough, man.
I haven't partnered with Jason or Edgewater, but I've heard nothing but good things, and the few conversations we've had and a little bit of interaction Jason and I have, stand up guy. Definitely won't regret it. So, any of you guys or gals on here that sponsor any of our stuff, since we're not doing anything else this year, hey man, talk to Jason, hit him up, help him out, because they really are about the racers, and that's what we're about. So that's why I like that atmosphere down there, because there's not a lot of that. So when I find it, I gravitate to it.
No, we appreciate it, man. And if you do, like, if you do decide that you want to sponsor, one of the things that we do is, and this comes from when we opened our business, man. We opened 5 years ago, and we didn't, we didn't have a ton of money for advertising and stuff, and I felt like everybody that owned a racetrack or was putting on an event, like, I was constantly getting private messages to the shop, asking for money to sponsor their event or whatever, and then I would just ask simply, like, man, what do I get from giving you this money? And it would just be like, well, we'll shout you out on Facebook and all that stuff, and it's like, man, Facebook's free, dude. Like, I don't need you to do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not helping my business. So when we started putting these events, like, I wanted to make sure the people that invested in the event felt like they were getting their money's worth, whatever they put out. So even though it's just a one night deal, we actually have a vendor's aisle. I don't know if you noticed that or not, Josh. We try to give one lane of the staging lanes to our vendors. That way they can set up their products if they want. They can simply just sell T-shirts if they want. If you're a vendor, you get in early. You get 2 free passes to get in. And we try to make you feel like a VIP for the night, and we hope that, because the internet's great and you can share stuff on Facebook and get the word out and stuff, which is awesome. But that face-to-face connection and being able to look somebody in the eye and shake their hand and just see the product and talk to the man or the woman behind it, man, that's so valuable. Um, so that's something that we want for our sponsors, that they feel like, yeah, I paid out some money, but the money I gave, it went right to the racers, didn't go to the racetrack, and went right to the racer's pocket. And then I got to make awesome one-on-one connections that night and show people my product and, make feel like they got something for their money, So.
Yeah, no, we have, you and I are on the same page on that one. Very similar philosophy. We do the same thing at our events. Because they need a return on their investment. I feel like they need an emotional return, which is knowing that every penny is going to the racer. And there needs to be a business return, or the potential for a business return, in those interactions with potential clients.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, more than just a Facebook shout out, for sure. Mel, we do stuff with him. He's part of Central Ohio Power Wheels Racing with the kids. He's asking, is there any opportunities down there to bring Power Wheels? So Mel, that might be something you ask Jason.
That'd be cool, man. I would love that. I don't know. We probably can't work it in this one, but I would love to have that conversation, and try to do that. We got 2 more dates. I have to actually look up the dates, but we do have 2 more events other than this one that we're having this Friday, which would be the 14th. But we have 2 more scheduled, and we're going to try to keep making it bigger and better each time, and then we're planning on extending this into next year and doing it again next year. But yeah, I would love to have the conversation of working that in. It is tough on a Friday because we don't have that much time. So, people are asking us to add classes and things like that, and I would love to do that. But me and Brad, my business partner, we're about efficiency. So I want us to get in there, race, put on an awesome show that's packed, because we can't have lags between rounds. We need to get it done so the fans are occupied. And then get paid at the end of the night, all the racers, and go home. I don't want to be there till 2 or 3 in the morning if I don't have
to. Yeah, so we got, I'm going to pull us out and put your schedule. For you guys, and
for a second.
We dropped out while I was sending it. So you saw the schedule was the August 14th, September 25th, and October 16th. I was ESO moment. Yeah, equipment superior operator. I told you guys I'm not, this thing just does what it does sometimes. I'm just along for a ride. So I don't know. Anybody got any questions for Jason? Yeah, or anything else you want to tell us about Tin Soldiers? What you guys do for those that don't know?
Yeah, man, I can talk about the shop a bit. So we primarily build, turnkey heads up stuff. We can take a car from nothing and make it into something. We also have a product line of a lot of Mustang parts, suspension parts, full length stuff, different designs that's proprietary to us. And really, that's kind of the direction that our business is going, to where we build less cars and sell more parts. Um, just because that's a lot easier business model. The building a one-off car is tough, man. It requires a lot of time and effort, and we have a phenomenal group of guys in our shop. There's 5 of us that actually work in the shop, and then my wife manages the front office and does all the phones and emails and all that stuff, and she tries to ship all of our parts. I still help her with some of that. But yeah, I mean, we, for a small shop, I guess we're not so small in building race cars anymore. There's not many people that build cars that have 5 guys in the shop. So we're really blessed and lucky to have so much talent. But talent's hard to replicate, and it. I don't want to sacrifice quality on our cars to pump more of them out. I would rather build 2 or 3 like ridiculous cars a year, and then supplement that time with part sales. That's really what we want to do. So you can actually go to our website, and we have 3 different car packages on our site. One's a limited, we call it a limited street package. It would be like a steel mini tub car, tube front end, 25/3 deal. Comes with wheels, tires, suspension, all that stuff. And there's a price. We put a price on that, and then we have an X275 Ultra Street package that's like all carbon, real trick suspension. And then we have an LDR RVW package that is like a steel body pro mod, basically all carbon, strut front end. You can put titanium firewall, all that stuff in it. But a lot of the reason we did that is a lot of times, man, people would call and they'd want like a cage, right? They'd say, man, I want a 25/3 cage, which for those of you that don't know what that is, that would be a cage that would cert to 650 in the quarter mile. So, pretty nice. But now, like, cars are so fast that an 8 or your old school, 850 cert cage just doesn't go that far, So you really need to go ahead and invest in more. Well, there's so much that people don't think about when you just say, I want this 25/3 cage. Well, they're not thinking about getting their seat mounted. They're not thinking about all the window net, the parachute, mounting their shifter, doing suspension stuff, doing all this stuff, man. There's just so much that they don't think about. So we developed these car packages to try to take the shock factor out of what it costs to actually build a really nice race car. So you can go on a website and it has a price. And if you're just curious, like, man, what would it cost to build an X275 roller? You can go on there and check it out. You can price it out and build your dream car. And, but now, man, it's nuts. I mean, to build a really, really nice, like, competitive radial tire roller, like, man, you're gonna have $100,000 in that thing before it even goes to paint. And a lot of people just don't realize it costs that much. So that's why we have those packages, just so you can go on the website and you can take the sticker shock away. And sometimes, man, I found in the beginning people would just call because they were curious. They had no intent of buying a race car from us. They were just curious of what it cost. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's good. I know another uh, issue that goes on in that industry is the lack of upfront pricing becomes an issue because of all
Yep.
the stuff you just said. Guys don't think about this, that, or the other, and a lot of shops are more than happy. So I see your base price here on a limited streets 39.5, and whether it's whether it's intentional or not, I've just seen all too many times where somebody's like, "Yeah, I can do that for 19," and then you end up at 39.5 anyway.
Yep.
Uh, so, no, I like that full disclosure, upfront pricing approach for sure. I'd rather know in advance than get
Well, it
taken for.
makes everybody happier. You know what I mean? Like it, and honestly, like, and people are gonna think I'm crazy because I build race cars for a living, but most people shouldn't build a race car. You know, they can go out and buy something for pennies on the dollar that's going to do everything that they want it to do and more, really, for an awesome price. You know,
Yeah,
a person that should build a car is somebody that wants to be the top level in whatever class that they're racing, and they have, you know, more of a, you know, a no holds bar budget. You know, the average, like, and I'll even pick on myself, like the car that Brad and I race, we took it in on trade in. So we took, it's a 25.5 Mustang. We were building a new car for the guys, and we knocked some money off their bill and took this Mustang shell in on trade, and we were going to sell it, but we got it rolling, and it was a pretty nice little car, and there was a class that we had our eye on that we wanted to try. So man, it saved us, you know, months and a lot of money, because you know, just because we can do it, if I'm not working on somebody else's car, I'm costing myself money. So
absolutely.
so we just threw this thing, and it's a decent little car. We really did a lot of it, but um, you know, I build race cars for a living, and I'm racing a used race cars.
Hey, but if it makes sense, and you're absolutely right. You can't pay yourself to work on your own stuff, and you know,
Yeah, it's really basic little car, man. Like it 25.5 Mustang. It's got a turbo LS in it. Still stock block, stock crank, still hydraulic roller, um, and it's got an 88 on it. Um, and we class race it in a class called Limited 235, which we have to run a 76 millimeter turbo on it, and no boost controller. So I know some people aren't familiar with the class stuff, but so that class, like I said, 76 millimeter turbo. It's got to weigh 3250, um, we have to run it on a 26.85, which is a really small tire. But in that trim, it's been 5 flat like that. Um, and then with the 88 on it, and it weighs, with the 88, we can get the car down to about 3,000 pounds with, or 2,950 with no ballast in it. And like that, it's been 461. So,
oh
um,
man, yeah. So what? So no control, just springs.
yeah, well, kind of. So it's just a 76. So we need it to make as much boost as it will possibly make, because that's the only way to get a 76 on, you know, to run 5 flat. So
Right.
um, we actually dynoed the car with no wastegate, but we were having some back pressure issues. So I don't want to give away all of our secrets, because it
Right.
was kind of hard to figure this out. But we got some stuff that basically relieves back pressure, and you know, gets the turbo where it's in a happy operating range. And um, that's why I like the class race stuff. It's not as popular anymore, but class racing's cool because you have these rules, and then you're trying to like exploit places in the rules that's not written, right? And you're trying to be competitive within this set, so it really makes you think a lot, you know, and just really think outside the box. So a lot of times, man, I think you'll see even guys that no prep, nothing against anybody that's only no prepped, but I think some of the best no prep racers right now, they've came from class racing. They just see that there's money to be made running the no prep stuff. So you got some real good thinkers that have came over. Not that people that have only no prepped aren't good thinkers. It's just the
Right.
class racing stuff makes you think so hard, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. The Troy says stretch. stretch them, not break.
It's true, man. It's so true. Yeah, we've really coined the term "ishy" at our shop, and that's what we do, man. We do a lot of ishy stuff just to try to. We're not breaking them, but we're really, really bending them.
We're really close.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, I don't see any questions here. So yeah, Friday. I'm sorry. What time did you say spectators were again?
Spectators can come in at 4:00. Drivers meeting is going to be at 7. So small tire guys, I don't know if you guys know who Phil Hines is, but Phil's always late. So don't pull Phil Hines and pull in at 7. Give yourself some time, because sometimes it does take a little bit to get through the gate, just because there is quite a few people. So drivers meeting 7:00. That's for all classes. If we do not fill up the 32 car field before then, we will chip draw at the track. If we fill it up before Friday, we'll go ahead and chip draw online and get that done. And then we're shooting for first round at 7:30. The one thing we do that's different than a lot of races is we chip draw you guys onto a ladder. We just do that to save time. That way it's done, pairing's done. You guys know how it's going to go, and all that stuff. And yeah, Mike, it is, small tire is off the trailer again. So you cannot take advantage of that 5 to 7 testing like everyone else can. But yeah, please be on time, and then please be ready to turn your cars around. Like after first round, we pretty much ran around every 30 minutes. Wouldn't you say, Josh? Like, it was pretty fast.
Yeah, no, it was moving.
So get them get them cooled down, and turn them back around.
I love a fast pace. I love it's a half hour from the first pair and let's go. And
yeah,
I like the guys I like it when it's a little more brutal. The guys aren't back there just lounging around. They know, hey, I got my time slip and I got 29 minutes to be back up front to race the next race.
Yeah.
So I like that out of a durability standpoint also, just to see who slapped their stuff together and is going to break every round, or who can just go, and there are some that literally just go, check temperatures, put a fan on it, and go eat a hot dog.
Yeah, you don't have time to do that.
And you see the guys that are just thrashing. So it's good. It's fun. So yeah, we'll I hope everybody comes down, man. We'll be there. Duncan's gonna come down with us this time.
It's awesome.
And he wasn't able to make it last time. Farmers bringing some cars down, it sounds like, and hopefully we'll get some other guys down there. What's that, turbo?
This is pretty easy. So I've raced a nitrous car before. I don't want to do it again.
Rico, this is at Edgewater this Friday, Cincinnati Street Nights. Jason, bring your pom-poms.
Tony, I think earlier when he said bring your car, I think Tony was telling me that I need to put my white car out on no prep. That might eventually happen, Tony. You just gotta talk to the big brain, which is my partner, and convince him to do it. It's just it's a lot to change over, man, because it's got mincers on all the way around, which are valve for radial stuff, and the suspension's all set up for that. And not to say that we can't do it. We absolutely can. I would love to try it at some point. You won't see me street racing it, but I would consider putting it on no prep.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe. I don't know, man. Nick Taylor's been trying to get me to get in Mountain Dew and drive it for a while. And he's told me I need to come out and street race since I've never done it. So
I hear of a pretty badass street race that'll be happening here in about a month. That $500 buy-in, 24 car field.
That'll pay out some money.
It might be worth it to consider a little then.
Yeah.
I mean, 12.5 is nothing Nothing to sneeze at.
No, and that's me and my partner, man. We've been talking about it like we're doing it all wrong, man. We're putting in all this effort for this class race stuff and the radial stuff, and like our payouts aren't that great. So.
Man, I'll tell you, Ohio's kind of exploded this year. Well, with street racing, it's always kind of been big, but I think being featured on 1320 and Discovery Channel kind of ignited some fire for a lot of the guys around here again. And it just seems like we just had somebody throw one a few weeks ago that had 30 cars, a street race with 30 cars. I mean, in Ohio, I've never heard of it.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot of
got the entire thing off, with no issues. Not that it's always that way, but yeah. So I think there's and I think this one's kind of like a one-up you kind of deal. So I think you might see some even crazier stuff here in the next couple of months if it keeps progressing. But I'll be happy to be along for the ride no matter what. I just want to watch and participate and have fun, man.
It's cool, man. So, Tony, on Friday, if you're still watching, you just pick on Brad a little bit and tell him that he can't do it, that he can't put that thing down a marginal racetrack. And if you talk to him like that, I'd say there's a good chance that he'll try to prove you wrong.
Well, see, there you go, Tony. That's peer pressure.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely peer pressure, man. Brad doesn't. If someone tells him that he can't do something, man, that's like that's the light switch, definitely. So. It's funny.
Oh yeah, you got the right one with Tony.
Yeah. No, I like Tony, man. I always have a good time with everybody that's racing, man. Like I want to keep it light, and I want to have fun with y'all, and and I hope I'm not a drag racing promoter, man. I build race cars and I drive race cars, but it's just one of them things, man. We seen a need, and if we didn't fill it, who was going to? You know what I mean? So, just felt like we have an opportunity, and we need to be. We've been given this opportunity, but we need to share it with everyone else, and we need to make sure that everyone has a place to race. That's so important. So, even the bracket guys, that's not my forte, but they're still drag racers, so they need a place just as much as the guys that want to do the no prep stuff, and just as much as me being a radial guy, I want a place to race my car also. So we gotta make time for everybody.
Right. Nope, I agree. Even the boring bracket race.
Well, some of your best heads up guys used to be bracket racers.
It's just so I got bracket jokes and Mustang jokes. But honestly, man, I respect bracket racers. The discipline and the ingenuity that a lot of those guys have, it is second to none. It really is. And to run those numbers and just some of those guys that just ding that number almost identical every time. It's amazing. So I give them occasionally, I do say, yeah, I respect you guys. But because I said that, tomorrow I'm just unleashing a shitload of memes.
That's all right, man. It's all good. We can dish you back, Josh, because like our race is always 400 Pro Tree, just because, man, we're at a racetrack. I want to use the tree, and it's just easier. But man, some of you guys could really work on your reaction times. Let me tell you. As a driver, man, I'm standing up there. I'm like, dang, is he gonna go? Like,
you know what's funny is I see guys who will kill a flashlight, like you're going frame by frame and to find out if they jumped or not. But then you'll see them. And I'm not talking about Tony McKinney because he sleeps no matter what. But you'll see them at the track, and their crew chief's banging on the other guy's halfway down the track, and they're like, oh yeah, go, you know, Tony.
Yeah, it's funny.
So what's the Ron's Capo on the wall there? What's
that's
that?
my dad's car. So the black car that's on top of the maroon one, we stole the tin soldier name from my dad. So he says he's going to sue us if we make a bunch of money. So he's still waiting. But back in the day, in the 60s, which that's something that I like about the grudge stuff, and everybody names their car. You know, it's kind of bringing that back. And in the 60s, you had to name your car, dude. Like, that's what it was. So my dad actually, he worked at GM, and he assembled the Camaros and Firebirds at Norwood, which is really cool. And that black car was a Norwood car. If you don't know what a Copo is, back in '69, you could order a race car from General Motors. It had a 427 in it. It was a cheap bodied car, had no options. It was made to be a race car. So my dad actually, he knew where that car was, and the guy had bought it, and it was sitting there. The guy thought that he had blown up the motor, and he did blow up the rear end, but he thought the motor was junk. And Dad went over and had a few plug wires crossed, and the rear end was broke, and this and that. I think he bought this thing for like $300. And then he said the next day, pretty much, it was at his buddy's body shop, and they were painting it black because he couldn't own a car that wasn't black. So they did that, and then he raced stock with it for a little bit, and then he ended up building it for super stock, where it has the big tires and all that on it, and that's when he named it the 110 Soldier. And that came from an old song back in the 60s about all the little tin soldiers. They go out to battle, and then one of them rides away. So my dad thought that was just like drag racing, and it is, man. We all go to battle, and then at the end of the night, only one tin soldier rides away. So that's what that's where it came from. And my family, man, I've always grown up with a race car in the garage. I don't know any different, So it's but yeah, so we took the name from him, and honestly, I love our name, man. It's not only because it's my dad's, and I feel like we're carrying on a legacy, but it's a pretty awesome name for a race car shop. So.
No, it is, and you know what? It's a lot more awesome now that I understand the reasoning behind it. That's a cool ass story, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, my dad, like I say, he's 78. He's still driving, and he started racing on the street. That's what he did. He bought a '66 Corvette, and he actually still owns that car. So my dad has a one owner '66 Corvette with a 427 4-speed in it, and he bought that when he's working at Norwood. And he said, man, they get off work, they go straight to the Norwood Lateral, and they'd race all night, man. And my dad, there's a little drag strip down the street from us. It's called Thornhill. And Thornhill been around since like the 40s or 50s. They started drag racing out there on the dirt, which is nuts. And he said one of his buddies invited him to Thornhill for like 6 months. And he told him, he's like, dude, I don't want to go drag race on a drag strip. I just want to race on the street. And so eventually the dude wore him down enough, and he put some slicks to the back of the car and drove it out there with my mom, and they drank beer and ate chicken, and then went drag racing. So he was hooked ever since.
I tell you, that's Thornhill's another one of those. It's a diamond in the rough, you know. Wow,
Your
I got
audio.
some crap on here.
I don't know if you hear me still or not, but your audio is real bad.
I don't know if that's my audio or yours, but how's that? Is that better?
lot of times he does come to the racetrack, but somebody come in and ask if he would be there. I don't know if we'll make it out Friday or not, just because with everything that's going on in the world, man, he is, he's in his late 70s, so we just want to be careful with him, So I want to keep him on this earth for a while longer. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
He still got drag racing to do. So.
Yeah. Where are we? Having some yeah, Jason having some audio issues here. And I think he had an internet issue there because he just dropped out. I don't know. So yeah, hey, listen, Jason's a great guy. It's been fun getting to know him a little bit, and it's really been fun getting to know him this evening. I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good story, and that was a pretty amazing story on how they got the how the shop name came about, and getting to know them and their the story about him and the family and all that stuff. Like I said, great guys, great race, great events going on down there. And the comments are lit as always. Oh boy. So yeah, good times over here. So yeah, since the street nights this Friday, man, we'll be down there. Great event. The new surface is amazing, and the stuff they're doing down there is amazing. Saturday, 1320 True Street has their race at Marion, Battle of the 28s. So we'll be there Saturday. No problem, Jason. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on and spending this much time with us. We're running up. I told you sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. You just get to talking and time gets away from you, right? So definitely, I know Tony will be there. Street Race Channel's going to be there. Sherm won't be there. Are you Sherm? I don't think Sherm's going. I think he had something else to do. There's a lot of badass cars there, man. And it's only going to grow. I have a feeling it's only going to grow. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get faster. And I don't want to miss not one. And I can't wait to eventually be able to go down there and unload my junk and donate money to the pot. Uh-oh, what's this? Now Sherm doesn't know. So who knows? Sherm may or may not be there. So there'll be a ton of badasses down there doing badass stuff. So come check them out. Come hang out with us. It's definitely going to be an amazing Friday. And like I said, Central Ohio, takes me about an hour and a half to get there. And hell, I'm on the other side I'm on the east side, far east side of Columbus now. So it's ooh, them short jokes are roll tonight. But you know what? Normally I'd take up for Cy, but he was giving me some shit the other day on a post. So you deserve that one, Cy. And I'm gonna just leave it right there so everybody else knows. Little asshole. But we'll have a great time, man. We'll be down there. Duncan will be snapping the. You can always tell who does the better. When the pictures look really good, that's when Duncan does it. When they look okay, that's when I do it. So these pictures will look really good because Duncan's going to be down there. So you have that to look forward to also. So yeah, this Friday, get your ass down there. I had a whole list of other stuff to talk about, but whatever. Next week, we'll talk about it. The important thing was these two races. Like I said, Jason's just easy to talk to and listen to. So yeah, a lot of great stuff to say. I'm glad that he could come on and share who he is and what he's doing with you guys. Those that don't know or don't know him as well. Yeah, I can't. You know, my silhouette doesn't allow me to get those low shots unless I fall down. You know. No, I'm trying not to go back to Facebook jail. So I haven't been talking politics online as much. I still get suckered in. I have this new. I'm leaving groups, and I'm unfollowing people who trigger me with political talk, so that I can stay out of Facebook jail. Because you know, people want to report you for stuff, and then whatever, 30 days later, right? So I'm trying to be a good boy. I am on parole. When I open my Facebook, they give me a warning that says if you violate anything else, it's 30 days. So let's see. I'll pull that up real quick, and then I gotta get out of here. Yeah, see, it says, what happens if you violate again? You can't post for 30 days. Look at all that stuff. I can't post. So if I violate again, it's 30 days, and if I violate past that, I think it's probably permanent. I think they're, you know, so I'm being good now. Yeah, you know. Oh man, listen. Oh God, it's rough in here today. It's rough in here today. I can tell you, Duncan. These two guys. No pictures, no video. We're just gonna forget about them. That's all. That's just. Ugh. And this woman, really. It's just hard being me sometimes, man. I don't know. Everybody's mean to me all my life. I can't I don't know. I can't get a break. Yeah, it's just a permanent warning now, I guess. You know, it just stays up there now. They're just waiting for something to catch me up again. They do have awesome rides that I'd love to see in pictures too, but they're picking on me, so fuck them. Yeah, well, you'll pay for that later, woman. No, not really. She's a bully. She's mean and abusive. All right, people. It's been an hour. I'm tired, and I gotta go do some other stuff. So hopefully we'll see you guys and gals down there Friday. You won't see Michelle down there Friday now, I can tell you that. There's consequences and repercussions to these comments, and somebody will be getting left home. But you know, we're gonna have some fun. And Saturday, I know we spent the whole time talking about Edgewater. I kind of feel bad we didn't get to talk too much about Marion, but Saturday, Jim, 1320 True Street. Those guys and gals are putting on their deal. I can't, right? Chris loves me. All y'all, all the rest of you, but Chris got my back. So there. Except for on these race dates, man, he's killing me. I just gotta say. 28th is Milan, and then the 29th is Magnolia. So I gotta go up to Michigan, then down and all the way over to Magnolia. Oh, it's gonna be a long weekend, but we're gonna be there because that Magnolia race is badass too. So we got yep. So like I said, kind of feel bad didn't get to talk more about Jim's race, but we'll be there Saturday, and I'm hoping all you guys and gals will be there Saturday too. It's on it's on the way home. The long way home. You know what? I'll look that up real quick while we're on here, and I'll pull it up for you guys. So, because I can't remember if they have. So let's do this. Streetcar shootout. They got the streetcar shootout, manual trans class, front wheel drive class, battle of the 28s. So I think streetcar shootout is probably what you call it, as close to hard tire as you can get. I think it's Jeff was in that last time with the Cuddy, and Jeff, if you're on here, sorry brother, I love you, but he left in high gear. Jeff just forgot how to shift a transmission this year. I don't understand that. He's one of the goats. One of the goats. Oof. Waffle House, I'm in. Sold. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I can't remember where we stopped last time on the way back from Milan. That place was heaven. I forgot about that. All right, I'm sold. So I'm gonna figure out where that place was and stop there again, and have that awesome breakfast, and then after Magnolia, before Magnolia, and then after Magnolia, I'm gonna have Waffle House, courtesy of Chris Lane. So Yeah. Oh, he's getting senile. Yeah, breakfast place in Toledo, Duncan, is, whew, oh my God, that place was heaven. And it was cheap. It was cheap as hell. It was only like, it's like $35 with the tip for three of us. And I, I eat good. Uh, so yeah. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking out with us. I think this is the long. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. I think this is the longest one ever. We set a record. Yay! But a lot of great things to talk about. Like I said, man, I'm extremely happy to have gotten to know Jason better and what those guys are doing. And I hope you guys appreciate that too. And we'll see you Friday. Have a good week. Hopefully, you have friends that are better than mine, that treat you better than mine do. And, enjoy life. We'll see you Friday. We'll see you Saturday.